Aloha mai kako, everyone. Welcome to episode 96 of the Moana Nui podcast.
Hmm.
Wow, we getting
Yes.
there. I can't believe we're this
We
close to
made
100.
it. We're almost at the big 100.
That's
4 episodes away.
Yeah. And it will happen later this month.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Um, Happy November, I guess. It's almost the middle of November now. My goodness. Um, so tonight we're doing a special episode, as we love to do periodic Kickstarter shout outs. Um, just another way for us to show some love to some fellow creators in the community as they have projects launching. But before we go into all that, for those of you who are just joining us here on the Moana Nui podcast, hello. And my name is Moana. I am the founder and host. I'm also the children's book author for the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea children's book series, editor for the Wildcard Chronicles comic book series, and host here at the Moana Nui podcast. And as always, I'm joined by my wonderful sis, Dana Morgan. I feel like I haven't seen her in a minute. We've both been pretty busy the last couple weeks. So good to have her tonight. What's up, sis?
What's up? Aloha, everyone. For those that may or may not know me, I am Dana, the other half of the Moana Nui podcast. I am outside of the Moana Nui podcast. I am a cosplay event and con staff photographer with cons such as Dragon Con, MomoCon, Anime Week in Atlanta, and much, much more. But also a voice actor, event planner, and the list goes on. But of course, I have to hand it over to the Renaissance woman of our time, the founder of the show, the woman that is putting on 20 plus hats and still showing up for the podcast. And on top of that, doing this episode tonight when we use, it's she's I'm trying to figure out when she sleeps. But of course, our lovely, the beautiful Moana.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So before we get started, couple announcements. If you have not already heard, the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea are launching a new book next week. It's next week, Tuesday, November 16th.
Yes.
So mark your calendars. That's coming up. We're really excited. Ryan and I have been working really hard on the campaign, and we're really excited to share it with all of you. It's going to be amazing. It's, dare I say, it's even better than Fishing Day with Papa Ray. And we're super excited. So definitely, I put the link up in the comments, so be sure to check that out. The preview link is up. Follow it, hit the launch, notify me on launch, and get all the notifications. A couple other Kickstarters that we just wanted to give a mention to. Emerald Quest by Freestyle Comics and Mike Watson is a really cool book. Go ahead and check that one out. They just hit their goal and they're moving into stretch goals. There's another really cool book about Haiti that I wanted to highlight to everyone. It's kind of like they're raising funds to help children in Haiti, and it's a 3 books series. So I'll drop a link there. Check that one out. They need some help. I think they're a couple of days in before they end, and they haven't reached their goal yet. So definitely see if you can support that. Share the link if you can't afford to do that right now. And then there's another really cool one called Som Tom and Sticky Rice. This is a story about Thai culture, which is really cool. I like to look for different cultures when I'm seeking out projects to support. So definitely take a look at that one. And then the last one, but obviously not the least, we're really excited because we actually have the creator and author here on the show with us tonight. George Gant is the creator for Beware of Toddlerhood. Super fun project. So excited to have him with us. He's a Chicago-based cartoonist and illustrator. He's the creator of the comic strips Beware of Toddler, The Reset Button, and On the Grind. He's also an artist of the comic strip Angel Face Investigates, which is
Mm-hmm.
published weekly in the Beano. Beware of Toddler began with a random drawing of a baby and an impromptu game of hide and seek with George and his then 2-year-old daughter. Instead of wandering as expected, his daughter made a beeline straight for him. He thought it was hilarious and instantly started his comic strip about it. So we're happy to welcome him onto the show. Hello,
Hello,
George.
George.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure, sure. Welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so we're excited to talk about your newest project that's live on Kickstarter now. You've already hit your goal, which is amazing, and
Yes.
still have some time to go left. So, um, we thought we'd take some time to kind of get to know you. We like to start off with the Pico or the origin story. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and maybe a fun fact about your hometown?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, my name is George. I am from Chicago, born and raised. Um, what can I say about Chicago that no one actually knows? Like anything hidden? I don't know. We don't actually eat the deep dish pizza. I don't.
Ah, I love it.
We like the flat stuff too.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Do you have any recommendations on like if someone's visiting Chicago, what's like a must
Mm-hmm.
go? Like for us foodies, like Dana and I are foodies, so we
Yes.
must know which places do we need to stop at.
Oh man, let's see. I mean, for pizza, it's just like Giordano's, like hands
Yes.
down.
Okay.
Yes. Good
Um,
pizza there.
Otherwise, like because like I'm from like all over the city, so like just thinking outside of like the downtown areas, my first
Mm-hmm.
thought is Harold's Chicken, but
Mm.
Oh.
you'd have to find one. But you have to find one, and it may be a bit of a travel, but that would be my go-to place. Like back when I ate junk food like that was like my go-to place.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I don't know when we're gonna be. Maybe for C2E2, that I'm trying to get there. So
Okay. There you go.
yeah,
I think
we'll
that Harold's
definitely
not that
have
far
to.
from the convention center.
That's okay, okay. Well, that's even better.
Exactly. Even better.
Yes.
So, of course, is your work informed by certain concepts or themes from your childhood and background? And how does this impact how you see the world and create your art?
Well, Beware Toddler, of course, is like directly influenced by like the last 4 years of my life. But um, with I guess it'd be better to talk about my other comics, like On the Grind. Um, like with that one, it was also influenced by my life, just not as much. Um, that was about being like a young black kid who's joining like the workforce, and he's basically seeing the world through his customers' eyes, and while at the same time he's dealing with like all the craziness of like the retail industry. Um, Thinking back to some of my other comics, like say like my Reset comics, that's solely born out of a love for video games.
Mhm.
But but a lot of my comics are more like shaped by like my own personal experiences.
Okay.
And one thing that I've learned, especially with Beware Toddler, is that a lot of my experiences mirror a lot of other people's experiences as well.
Mhm.
Like one of the things like people will constantly tell me is like, that's like my daughter. That's like my daughter. My kid does this. My kid does this. And here I'm thinking I'm alone in this. Like my kid, like I'm thinking, yeah, my kid does this crazy stuff. No, like all toddlers do this
Mhm.
madness. And it's like we were talking earlier, and that's how like I see like things like especially like with this comic, I see like toddlers as basically being like tiny humans. They like tiny grown-ups. They want to do what we do,
Yes.
but are precluded from doing so because they are small and they don't have the motor skills or this or that, this or that. But yeah, those are true stories, both of them.
Yes.
Yes.
And just looking at the comic strip and hearing what you said, I hear all the parents around the world. Yes, it's like a church sermon just was said, and yes, amen, amen.
Yeah.
Preach.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially the one on the left. Like, I see the dad hiding in the closet. Like, I've heard my sister so many times being like, I just, like, she hides herself in the bathroom, like, go away. Mommy needs me time.
Just give
Yeah,
me a couple minutes.
and the bathroom's like the worst place to be. That's like being in like a horror movie and tripping. Like being in the bathroom, it's like the worst because they will come in there. It's like The Shining. It's like the bathroom scene in The Shining. And I made a comic about that because it's exactly like that. But instead of Jack Nicholson, it's like a 2-year-old. They will not leave you alone if you're in the bathroom.
It's between the toddlers and dogs and cats. They always be in the back. You see the paws underneath the door and everything.
Oh yeah, that too. Like, yeah. I don't have any pets, but I remember those days.
Yes. So earlier, when you talked about the reset button, you said that was inspired by your love of video games. What are some of your like all-time favorites?
Yes.
Oh man, I'm gonna age myself with this question. Um, I grew up on like the Super Mario's and the Sonic the Hedgehogs. Um, I explicitly remember playing Pac-Man in the arcades.
Yes.
Pac-Man's an all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, all-time favorite.
Yes.
I spent a good deal of time the last week playing the newest Call of Duty.
Nice.
I am a fan. I want to say that I'm like a fan of the medium, like kind of like a cinephile would be with movies. Okay. Like I can find something to like within every genre.
Yeah.
But you got your Pac-Mans, your Turtles, your Marios, your Sonics. I love those. I love the Halos. I love the Call of Duties, Street Fighters, Mortal Kombats. I love fighting games.
Yeah.
Tetris. I can play Tetris all day. I played Tetris earlier this week.
Yes.
It'd be easier to ask me what games I don't like.
Okay, so what's one game you don't like?
Exactly.
Okay. One game I don't like. You know what? Okay. Game I don't like is Dynasty Warriors and those types of games.
Dynasty Warriors. I don't know if I know that one.
They're kind of like hack and slash.
Okay.
There's like a Zelda spinoff. I think that's like one of the newest ones, like the Hyrule Warriors.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into them, but like those I could not get into as much.
Gotcha. Yeah, one of my all-time favorites was Contra. Oh my god.
Oh yes.
Like, come on, give me all the good guns.
Yes. I found myself playing that not too long ago also.
Yes. I mean, it's so like, I mean, the graphics are horrible, let's be honest. But I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Not that horrible. There's much worse ones, but I don't care. It's just like one of my favorites. I wish I could find it in a stand-up, arcade thingy.
Is there?
Probably can. A lot of people. There's a lot of places out there that do the arcade build-outs that you get the old school arcade thing and you can have it set up in your home and everything. Yeah, you probably can find someone that can do it.
Yeah,
I'm wondering because there's like also like the arcade one-ups, like they actually sell like the cabinets.
Yes,
we
have.
I wonder. Yeah, I've got one. I've got just the one, but I love those things. I'm trying to get a Turtles cabinet.
Me too.
They're so expensive.
I know, and they keep selling out. Damn you!
I know, like it hurts. I've got the X-Men versus Street Fighter one, but
I have the
And
Street Fighter. Yeah.
the Street Fighter 2 one.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Street
want that.
Fighter, Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter. Shoot, what's the other one? I can't remember. There's three different games on the cabinet. Yeah.
Oh, I want that one too, but I got way too many copies of Street Fighter 2 as it is. But there might be a Contra one out. I gotta check.
Yes, if it is, it's gonna be expensive. I already know.
Oh yeah.
Yes, games.
Yes.
Games.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can talk about video games all day.
No. So, I mean, so can we. So, like,
I know I have a
yeah.
book, but you know.
Hey, we're like multifaceted people here. You know, we
Exactly.
gotta talk about all
Yes.
the loves. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, but we'll go back to the art. So, you know, as you've gone with your creator journey, who are some of like your biggest influences, like folks that either got you started or ones that you like to emulate in your own art?
Oh, that's actually I think that's a pretty easy one. Like my influences like all like come in phases for some reason. When I first started, it was all about Calvin and Hobbes. So it was all about Bill Watterson. Like pretty much like every cartoonist like that grew up in the 80s, it was all about Calvin Hobbes and Peanuts. And as I got a bit older, I came across the Boondocks cartoon, which actually got me reading the Boondocks comics. So as I was older, I got into like Aaron Magruder, Boondocks, Penny Arcade, and actually those are the reasons I got to webcomics in general. These days, it's like I'm too busy to really like go back to that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bloom County, I can't forget about Bloom County. These days there are things I'm interested in, like what I don't really know a whole lot about, but I'm still influenced from what I see, like Pogo and Bone. I really like oh shoot, I can't remember his name right now. Oh my goodness. I really like Scotty Young's work.
Yes.
And I feel like some of my work feels influenced by that.
Yes, absolutely.
By
It's one of my
cartoony, but
favorites.
not completely 100% cartoony style.
Yes.
But like him, Bill Watterson, Aaron Magruder, Penny Arcade. I'm sure there's more, but for whatever reason, I just can't. It's not popping my head.
That's awesome. I'm a huge Scotty Young fan, so yes. So when I saw yours, I was like, "Oh my god, it's like Scotty Young."
Yeah. At one point, I thought about like I'm gonna email him and see if he'll draw the like, Tyler for me, but I know he's probably way too busy. And yeah, one day maybe.
Yeah.
I'll come up with the nerve to ask.
There you go. Do a
You
good
never know,
collab.
man. The worst they can say is no, when you're
Exactly.
you're still in the same place where you are now. So
It's true. Well, if you won't draw my comic, I'll emulate your style.
do some.
I don't want to
Maybe
get in
you guys
trouble.
can do a collab, like
Yeah, just do a
variant
collab.
or
Like he does
something.
a special issue and it's all drawn by him, like an alternative universe. Like they go and this art style changes, and then the dad wakes up and it's back to your art style.
That would be funny. I'm actually like working on something like Tyler related that I want to draw in different art styles. So
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And congratulations on your webcomic. 1 million views is what Ishmael says. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the webtoon just reached 1.2 million views
That's amazing.
Nice.
with I think 9.2 million subscribers. Yes.
Wow.
I mean
That's
9.2 thousand subscribers. Yeah. What am I saying?
Hey, put
That's
it in the
awesome.
atmosphere.
Yeah, right.
All right. Let's put it out there. Let's get those 9 million subs.
Yes. Need to get them
Awesome.
on the Kickstarter. Come on over here.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, as Moana was mentioning about the field of art, we get a lot of questions from aspiring artists. What was your very first project where you got paid for your art, and how did that opportunity come out? come about? Excuse
Oh,
me.
it was wow. It was actually a children's book. My first like real freelance thing was a children's book, and I didn't know anything about doing this children's book at the time. And it was like 75 pages.
Mm.
And if I told you guys the rate that I charge, you would like slap me over the internet. But I didn't know any better, and it was my first book, and I didn't know much about page rates and things like that. So I like grossly undercharged myself, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
it was a learning experience. And one thing that I've learned is that you will make mistakes, and learn from the mistakes. It's easy to learn from the mistakes, or rather.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, what was like, like what would you say was the biggest lesson that you learned from that particular experience?
Um, More like value yourself. Understand
Mhm.
that time is also money,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
that X amount of dollars would be nice now, but you have to think about the amount of time that you put into these things,
Yes.
and you need to calculate what that time is worth. Because had I done that, I would have found out that I would have realized that what I had made working on this book would have been less than say minimum wage.
Mm.
Mm.
And not everything is in dollars and cents, but considering the amount of time that you put into things, you know it it didn't help in the long run.
Mm.
um but from a creativity point of view, I've learned to work a bit faster because I always take forever to work on my stuff. So it helped me with figuring out like time management and things like that, and like working on my speed and all that and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, that's all important too as a creator. Um, how do you like? Are you a perfectionist, or I know some creators struggle with that. Is that something that you deal with, or you're pretty good at being like, okay, it's done.
Sometimes, like, I'm a perfectionist until I get tired.
Okay.
Mm.
It's like I'll there are some days when I just want to like get a comic done and say, hey, I want this to be done in like 3-4 hours. There are some days where it takes 10 hours plus, and I don't really work with a buffer. Uh, so like I always do like my comics like the day before I upload them, and and I'll like I'll worry about every single detail, and I'll like just try to get it as perfect as I can, or at the very least, better than what the previous comic was.
Yeah.
But then again, there's always this point where I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm done.
Yeah.
Mm. There you go.
Yeah, that's
We're
fair.
we're seeing from the audience. Ishmael was asking, "Will the next step for Beware of the Toddler will that be animation?
I hope so.
Is
I mean,
that a stretch
I,
goal?"
I don't know if I can do that
Separate
because
kid.
Hey,
I don't know
don't
that
put
I
that
don't know a
negativity in
thing.
the atmosphere. Let them backers show you.
Well, I'll put it this way. Well, like as of right now, I don't know a thing about animation.
Mm.
I
Mm.
have I've got books. I'm ready for the research. Um, and animation in itself is a life's goal.
Yeah.
And I'd be really foolish to not try to take the one popular thing I have and try and move it to a different form of media.
Mm, gotcha.
So
Okay.
so hopefully, fingers crossed, like
There you
something
go.
happens.
It will
Yes.
happen.
Let's go.
Put it out there. It shall happen. And the way Netflix and stuff is picking up stuff, but we know Zuckerberg is listening, so tell Netflix.
That's right.
Diversity.
Come on, make it happen.
Yes.
Exactly. For the kids and the adults.
Yes. Yes. For the adults who need the relief, the comic relief.
Exactly. So as of course, Moana was asking about, asking the previous question, is there something you do today that you wish you would have known to do years ago?
Well, I'm trying to come up with something, but at the same time, I'm thinking that everything I know today is a result of the things that I did not do or did not know years ago. Like it's all a learning experience. Like
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm creating something, I try to take something that I learned previously and put it into this current thing. Um, I don't know because, and especially with Beware of Toddler, because like a real life experience was like the spark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would have been able to do years ago that would have like really helped, like outside of that thing, that like that particular incident.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but of course, there's always time management and things like that. But man, I don't know. Now I'm stumped. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, huh. I mean, you know what? Actually, there is one thing that I know today that I could have learned years ago. Is one thing is like when you're sitting down creating, you're creating for long stretches of time. Um, you're just hunched over, over on your computer, but you're not really taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would have done years ago. Is I would have taken care of myself physically as much as I took care of like my craft and my comics and things like that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's definitely um a good reminder for creators, especially now, like, well, people in general, right? With COVID and all of us being more at home, for the longer periods of time. I know my body is like mad at me.
yeah.
Yes.
It's not good. I
Mm.
wake up or I get up and I'm like, oh, I've been sitting too long,
Yeah.
and it's just so easy, like if we're all sitting here at this computer, working from home or whatever it is. Um,
Get in the zone and then you forget about your time and
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Next thing you know, like 10 hours will go past, and like you didn't eat, or you haven't had any water, or you've been hunched over, and now your spine
Yeah.
looks like a bent Twizzler. And like we got to take care of ourselves. That's the thing. That's the one thing I would have done had I known. Like like when I was younger, I would have taken better care of myself.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Never too late though. Never too late.
Exactly.
Oh
You
no, no,
gotta,
not at all. I
yeah.
I I am I've actually been like doing a lot of like exercise and working out and things like that. Like I lost like 40 pounds in the last 6 months. So
Oh wow.
Oh,
it is never too late.
what's the secret?
Well, we
Well,
I
always
need to
we
lose
know
20.
men lose weight faster than women, so
There's that, but I mean,
well, I would recommend my method because it involved getting sick.
oh no,
But
yeah, no, we don't want that.
no, other than that, just like cutting back on certain things, just moving about, um, exercising. I've been, of course, I love my video games. So I've been like on this VR kick lately, like a bunch of Beat Saber, like
Oh,
box VR, Ring Fit until my ring broke. Um, We Fit, like all of those. They may seem like hokey ways to exercise, but for some weird reason, if you stick with them, they actually work.
mm,
So it's just a matter of like if you need to exercise, find out what works for you and do
yes,
something that you enjoy. That way you be motivated to do it more.
yeah.
exactly.
That's a good idea to look into like the VR types of things because
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
that's
is so much fun.
yeah. I just feel like I mean that's one of the reasons why I don't get on a treadmill because I feel like I'm in the same damn place, like
Mm,
so if you had VR and you had changing scenery, maybe that would be more enticing, I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
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 Oh no. I just yeah.
As
I just need to do it.
human
Get off
nature,
my
we'll still find a way that you'll be in VR. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna lay here and just go for
butt.
I'm not gonna say I haven't done that before, but yeah.
Yes, that's too funny. Let's see. So with your artwork, I was on your website, and you've done children's book and comics, and you got your web comics, um, and you also do some commissions and stuff. Do you feel like how have you used your art to kind of like impact BIPOC communities, so like Black, Indigenous, people of color communities?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I honestly I don't know. Like I like to think that I am. How is beyond me. Um, you know what? For me, and this is what I hope I'm doing
Hmm.
is I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I am a black man from the South Side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Um, Black men from the South Side of Chicago have a certain reputation sometimes,
Yeah.
Mm.
and I like to think that what I'm doing, um, and not like completely incorrect reputation. Let me just say that as well. Um, I like to think that I'm like helping like break those stereotypes because the stereotypes are there and they don't
Yeah.
need to exist and they shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time, because a lot of my work, like 99% of my work is leans towards the all ages crowd. I hope that there are children. There are children who would like to be creators or
Hmm.
things like that who see my work and think, hey, I like to do that. And I like to I hope I'm like influencing them to like maybe pick up the arts or even like look at some other comics. Maybe if I can get kids like to read comics.
Yeah.
Outside of my own son, I don't know if this is the case, but I hope it is.
Mm.
I would say it probably, yeah. There's a high chance it. If they
Well,
see this, like I feel like anybody could be inspired by your
Exactly.
work. I mean, I definitely am.
okay,
So
thank you. That's
yeah,
like the one thing I like about Beware of Toddler, is that it's a comic strip that looks like it's tailored for kids.
Mm.
Not necessarily tailored for kids, but kids can read it and be okay content wise because I
yeah,
try to frame like there are two different types of comic strips when I make these comics. There are the toddler's bad comic strips, well, not really bad, but the toddler's being a toddler comic strips,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents can read this and be like, hey, this is my life, and it's like cathartic for them. But
yeah,
then there are some comics where the toddler's being a toddler, and maybe kids can relate to that, kind of like a Bobby
Mm.
Squirrel type thing. And I'm hoping that I can get both of them, and they see this comic and they can like relate in some weird way. Like I'm not gonna get it like a "mommy, I'm sorry, I was bad" uh thing like from the kids, but
right.
I don't know. It's a thing I guess you can bond over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
assume.
Well, see, I find, when I read stuff like this, or I see like behaviors of like my niece and nephew and stuff, and I look at my mom and I'm like, were we like this? And she's like, yes.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times like my kids act out, and all I want to do is call my mom and apologize. Look, I'm sorry for all these things that I did, and I'm gonna apologize on behalf of my siblings. And
Right. Yeah, because I
yeah,
remember like there was a time when my mom and dad would be like, when you get older, you'll understand, and we're like, what? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you're talking about. But now I'm like, oh, this is what they were talking about.
Exactly.
he was like this, and you could pinpoint like there was this one thing like this, that exact thing. That's what they were talking about, and yeah, and that's the one cool thing about like the comic is that it feels universal and that anyone can relate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that I have a comic strip like featuring people of colors as leads and things like that. But at the same time, everyone seems to like this comic,
Yes.
and like the community that it's fostered has been largely very positive, and I think that's pretty neat.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, it's I noticed it, and I think it's neat.
Absolutely. I think it would be really cool if, like, I don't know if I haven't seen all of your work, obviously, but if you had like incorporated the grandparents into it, like the toddler being the toddler, and then the grandparents kind of being like, meh, and the parent being like, what the heck? You know, like where
Yeah.
is the discipline that was in place for me? You know, like, and because they get away with murder, right, with the
Yes.
grandparents,
Mm.
right? So I just think that would be a hilarious thing to play up to.
I think that is
I've
a good segue because even if you don't have kids, being that sister or brother, seeing your niece or nephew what they're getting away with murder with, you're like, mom and dad, you would not let us go and touch anything in that living room, let alone the china, and you're going to let them have tea time with the china.
Yes, I okay. So I've been kind of planning that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Um, I've been planning that. I don't know how to pull it off because I do have like some rules within the comic, and like
Mm,
even though like one of the rules is don't show the mother's face,
mm-hmm.
but
Okay, okay.
grandparents are fair game, and I have thought about something like that. Just like with like outside characters and things like that.
Yeah. I just yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
So
kind of do that. Kind of like how you have it right now. It's like you only see from like, kind of the old peanut thing, or you see them from the neck down, and then that's all you see. And, it's all focused on the toddler and everybody's reaction.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly my thought process, and that's actually like why I never showed a mother's face. One of the reasons is because I wanted to have that peanuts like trope,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's a comic about a stay at home dad, and the mother being there makes it not a comic about a stay at home dad. So I would
oh,
like to do it. I'm going to do it, but I got to be really careful like with how I want to play it out.
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay, we can't wait. When you about to launch it, you need to hit us up so we can have you back on so you can get everybody hyped up. They can start following that webtoon or however you plan on doing it, and we can boost that particular new segment that you're going to be doing.
That's gonna be a fun one. I also have another one like playing like real soon, but it's like it's kind of like that, but not quite. Um, that's gonna be a fun one. I'll have to let you know.
Uh, will there be any siblings entering the fray?
Mm,
Hmm. Well, there's already one.
Oh, okay, okay,
okay.
There's already one. He comes and goes. But the toddler does have a bigger brother.
okay.
He's in quite a few strips, and a lot of them are actually like related to how the toddler, how like he relates to her as siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly I try to keep it like between like the dad and the toddler because it's like just like the crux of the comic. But there is one sibling. I also want to do something related to a pet, but I don't know how to do that
Ooh.
Mm,
because there are like parallels. I think we talked about this earlier. Like there are parallels between like pets and people, and then there are parallels between babies and people, and
yes.
they are very similar, but they're different. And I'm writing it, but I'm going to upset a lot of pet owners, and I don't mean to. I'm sorry. but but
Hey,
yeah, I've
you
got like so
focus
many
on cats
ideas.
because half the population think cats are evil, and the other half are like cats are awesome.
I'm totally gonna do cats. I got a whole cat thing planned.
Oh
Because me and
man.
my boss was just talking about we have one coworker, her cat just declared she's an employee. She be getting up on the desk like we're asking a question. She jumps right up and like meow right in the camera. We're like hi, and she's like puts her down. She jumps right back up and she's like meow.
That's what they do.
Like a child.
Exactly.
They are. Oh my god. So cats are like toddlers, but they're not like toddlers.
Exactly.
Yes. Like
and then
toddlers.
when they get mad, they're like,
but
fling
with
the
claws.
camera,
Yeah.
fling that. There goes your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And then they look at you like, and
Man, I ain't never getting a pet now. Not anymore.
see, dogs are awesome.
Yeah,
I am a true dog brother. Dogs are like, I love you. You are awesome. Everything that is encompass you. Cats look at you like, 1,000 years ago, we ruled you. You worshipped us.
I know, right?
You shall worship me. This is my house. I just let you live in it because you are my servants.
That's exactly what it's like. Like we're actually having a dog conversation at home now. It's like every day. Can we have a dog? Can we have a dog? Can we have a dog? Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, you have to do the research of the dogs because you got to make sure one, you don't have a high energy dog. You have a dog that requires a lot of attention because you have those. I call it the smaller type dogs. They got the Napoleon complex.
Lord.
That I'll be telling them about. They're more aggressive than the bigger dogs because you got a darn Chihuahua that want to take you out at the ankles and think they could take down a whole pit bull. They don't care. And
No, I already told my son that if we get a dog, I'm getting a big dog.
And the big dogs tend to be the biggest babies.
If you can exercise, if you have things to exercise them, I highly advocate for Huskies. They're a great dog for families. Mm-hmm. They have that kind of protective nature, but they're playful. You just have to be able to exercise them out. Otherwise, they can be destructive. But they're just great.
Yeah, German Shepherds are good ones. They're family dogs. They, you have a backyard with the fence, and they just will be happy and run and stuff like that. So yeah, and what's the other ones? Doberman Pinscher? No, not Doberman Pinschers. Is it Pinschers? I can't remember. But yeah, you can do the research. They'll tell you which ones are really good family dogs, which ones are really good with kids, and things like that. And it's so crazy because you'll find out like pit bulls are like the biggest teddy bears, especially when it comes to kids. They are very protective of kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like, but pit bulls, I'm like, but they're trained to be attack dogs, so then they will attack. But when you see all the pictures of pit bulls, they're just like, as soon as they see the kid, you'll just see them fall down. Oh, yes, okay. And pictures of them, they got bonnets on, and the kid has put lipstick on, and the pit bull's just sitting there, and it's just like, oh, that poor thing.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna do the research. I can't.
Yeah, I can see the toddler doing that. It's like, where's the dog? And then they come in, and you see mom's lipstick all on the dog, and the dog's just looking at dad like, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. See, look what I went through. I get 5 treats. 5 treats.
You owe me. You owe me some treats.
You see, she squeezed me in her Cabbage Patch Dolls outfit. It's not clothes. It's not clothes at all. You're gonna have to cut this off.
I should be writing all this down.
That's right.
I cannot confirm or deny. I have seen this with my godchildren, nieces, or nephews.
Yes. There's always the dressing them up in something that they're not happy about. Or the
ever famous giddy up.
Yes.
Ooh.
Riding the dog, and the dog is just like, I just wanted to be pet.
There's like a whole subsection in the comics I can write.
Yes.
Exactly. Trust me. I got 20 godchildren. I got stories.
Oh my gosh. Why is the toddler crying this time? Oh,
exactly.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, that will help you a lot. Like going through the little thing. There's a section, I think it's on YouTube or Facebook. It's like they made a whole thing of pictures of parents. They will share a picture of crazy things the kids are crying. Like my kid is crying because I told them they couldn't eat a tampon.
Oh my God.
And stuff like that. And it is like it's like these it's just this huge thing of just all these pictures, the kids like on the ground losing it. And it's like the crazy things that they're crying for. It's like because I told them they couldn't eat a tampon.
True though. There's like that phase where they just start crying for no reason, and it's just like it's awful because they don't stop. Oh, like oh my goodness! I don't even think we're out of that phase yet.
Nope.
Mine is 4.
No. Oh yeah.
It's something about the magical number of 6. 6 for some reason it becomes the crying stops, but it goes from crying to instant. I'm a 50-year-old in a 6-year-old body.
All right.
So I still got 2 years before the end of the crying, but then I have to deal with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then you're dealing with a grown person in a little body.
It sounds about right.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I deal with one of mine. She's 9 now, and it's my coworkers call her the old lady and prodigy hacker.
She's your niece, right?
Yes. So they call her the old lady because half the stuff coming out of her mouth, she's like, there's some 60-year-old spirit in that baby. But something about that 6-year-old range, it was just like, old lady, activate.
Yeah. So let's talk about the campaign a little bit.
Yes.
Tell us about like what are some of the rewards that people get if they want to support your book.
Yes. So of course I have the book. I have. Why did I not even remember the rewards right now?
Let's go down.
While they're scrolling, I have a question on the rewards because I'm a backer. I would like to ask this question, and I like to do this with all our Kickstarter people. I did see the option of you having the tier that you have the autograph copy, but I did not see the option for add-ons to add on additional copies of the book.
Yes.
If you want to get more than one copy.
Oh, I did not think that people would get more than one copy.
Yes, I just said I got 20 godchildren.
Okay, so that's something I'm sure I can fix. Let me work on that.
Christmas is coming up. I got 20 of them.
Well, the book won't be out until February.
That's all right. They're going to get it and say, happy early birthday.
Yes. Or a picture of it. Here you go. You'll get this.
Exactly. You'll be getting it in February as a Valentine's Day gift from your Auntie Dana.
Okay, well I can add that as an add-on. I
so add that add-on so I can go ahead and update my pledge.
Well, look, this is my first Kickstarter. All right,
that's all right. That's why we have you on because I'm gonna ask some questions.
Yes.
All right, but other than that, I want like the names of every backer in the book.
Yes.
So like I'm like planning out like space for that right now. The book is pretty much done, but I'm like doing all the extra stuff. Digital copies of the book for people that don't want, paper. A digital copy of a webcomic. And for physical copies, I'm including a bookmark. Just like right off the bat, everybody gets a bookmark.
That's awesome.
Because I love bookmarks.
Me too.
The $35 tip, the Toddler Friends. There are copies of my previous 3 books. That's like the 2 Underground books and the Reset Button book, and a digital copy of It's Not Underwear Spider Birthday Day. Yes. Which was a book that I illustrated.
Yes. I'm excited to get that copy. I was a backer of that one too.
Oh, yeah. I know. I did the thingies. I forgot what it's called. but I drew it. I love working on that book. Greg is awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Actually, he's been extremely helpful with this Kickstarter. He's been like helping me
Mhm.
out like with it. Um, so all the things that went right is because of his input, but all the things that went
Yeah.
wrong is when I didn't listen.
Way
But
to take ownership.
Yes, exactly. And it's a great thing that you had someone like that, because so many Kickstarter people doing Kickstarters for the first time, they don't have that person to guide them, and then they wonder, okay, why in the world after doing a 30-day campaign I didn't make it? And
Mhm.
it's like little things from wording to pictures, all that kind of stuff all adds up to why people will take a look and want to pledge and everything. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely got the right person to give you guidance.
yeah, he made me like re-record my video, and I'm like, oh, come on, I only got like 3 days to go. All right, let's do this. But but yeah, so I've got those books. I'm very proud of all three of those books. Um, what else? What's after that? Signed copies.
Mm-hmm.
The signed tier also has a print. Um, I have not revealed the print yet, but it'll be like an 11 by 17 print.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
behind that, what is there?
Well,
Um,
there's the what you
oh,
call the daycare
daycare.
one, because that's actually what I chose. So here we go. Join the daycare.
So it's basically like a lot of people say, "Hey, can you draw me as a toddler? Or can you draw my toddler?" So I basically took that idea and put it into this
Mm-hmm.
tier. Um, so it'll be like a commission of you or whoever you want, like as a toddler in this comic. And then
Cute.
So do we get like it when you say in the comic, is it like appearing with the toddler, or is it just like your character by itself?
it's like the character by itself, but if I can come up with a scenario in which I can include the toddler,
Yeah.
because it'll be like
Okay.
your character as a toddler, like
The toddler going to daycare, and it's all the people who back that she has to interact with them at daycare.
That would be fun.
You got little
I actually
Moana.
really
You
like that
got little.
idea.
It's like,
I,
okay, let us meet your new friends. Here's little Moana, and here's little Greg, and then she's like, mm,
You're right.
mm,
like,
mm.
you got any candy?
Exactly. That was gonna be the thing. Candy or snacks? Oh,
I-
I like your doll. If you let me play with your doll, little Moana, me and you can be friends.
Right.
Oh, bet? Okay, good. All right. I'm gonna
so I'm
let you have this piece, this lollipop I just had in my mouth.
exactly. But
Once again,
yeah,
I'm going to say again, I cannot confirm or deny this did not happen with one of my godchildren or nieces or nephews.
oh, I know it happened. I would bet money that it happened.
Yes. Oh my
But
god.
that last year, I decided it came up. That's basically start your own comic. It's me writing, like creating a Beware of Toddler specifically tailored towards that backer.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm thinking of it like twofold. Like I could either draw like the backer as a toddler with their parents, or if they are
Oh,
parents and they have their own toddler, um, I can use like one of their stories, if they like. Like
nice,
I want it to be
nice.
very personable. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that one the most because I actually did like a commission based on that, and it was so much fun to just draw
Yeah.
like some kid that doesn't look like my own kid, like that's not like my own like original thing, but like just switch it up. It was like pretty neat.
Hmm.
Um, on top of that, I think like one of the add-ons. I don't have many add-ons, but
Oh,
one of them is our stickers.
yes.
Oh, cool.
I will say
Okay.
add on adding additional books. and then also add on that you can add on a digital copy of your book for the physical backers.
Hmm. Yeah, I really didn't think that people
Yes,
will want.
yeah.
I
Yes,
don't know
I'd
why.
like to
It just
get
popped up.
both because if I go and see the children's and then I'm trying to put them to sleep. I have my phone or my tablet and I'm like, okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
read. And then I just use my tablet. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
like to get tiers that have both. So I was like, yeah, if you can offer that, then you can add, people can add the digital copy of your book also to the tier and then add additional copies of the book if they want more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Especially with families that have more than
Yes.
one child, you can't
Yes.
get one book because
Yes.
there's
You
going to
must
be a
have both.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have 2 kids. Why did I think of that?
Exactly. Because one book there you cannot do timeshares on the book. It doesn't work for children.
Yes.
It is
No,
I have to have a copy, you got to have a copy.
no, that's true. I actually, like, explicitly remember like stories of me and my older sister, and like we had to have our own things.
Yes.
But
So if you can add those two to the backer and let me know when it's done, I'm going right in and updating my pledge because I got to make sure I'm not gonna hear because Moana already hears it from me because she has a children's book. I'm like, Moana, I need like 4 more copies. She was like, you need 4? Yes. I am trying to keep World War III from happening
You're
at
right.
my sister's house.
Yes, I got you. I got
totally
you.
understood. I got you. I will do that. I'm gonna do that
She's like,
tonight.
I'm sending them now. I was like, thank you.
I'm gonna do that
You
tonight.
signed them too? Okay, because I don't want one said mine is signed and hers is not.
Well, if I sign one, I'm signing as many as I can.
Yes, we know that lesson.
Yes, because you will
Um,
hear that. Why is hers signed and mine's not? You don't love me as much. Oh my gosh.
like, oh no.
I will put a big old X in it and make it think you think it's a signature. I don't.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So yes, if you guys are watching and you have not yet backed this fun campaign, please jump on board. Come on in. I'll
Yes.
put the link up right now.
Join us.
Join
Yes,
us.
join the dark side.
That was
I'm
one of
on
my favorite ones. That you had the toddler as Darth Vader. I remember that strip. She was Darth Vader.
Was that the one when they were like just hitting the dad with the lightsabers? Because that actually
Yes.
happened to me. We got like 5 toy lightsabers in this house, and I have felt the brunt of all of them. I actually want to make that into a shirt. I actually really like that illustration. Um, and the cool thing about the Kickstarter, I don't even think I mentioned it, but I am going to announce stretch goals like really soon, like
Yes.
super soon,
Yes.
Let's
like
go.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, can I just announce them right now? I don't know.
Yes,
Sure.
you can
Yes.
be let the Moana
Exclusive.
Nui, everybody who's watching right now, be the first to hear about the stretch
Boo, 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 boo.
goals.
So yeah, there will be stretch goals. The first one is going to be a toddler illustration. Uh, I don't know exactly what size yet. I'm like, I'll have the answer tomorrow. But the idea will be it'll be a toddler in one of those classic like Sears photos.
Like the old school Sears photos.
Yeah, like the old school photos. It'll be like my take on that.
I
And
love
and once we reach a certain goal, I would like that to go to every single backer.
it.
Nice.
Nice.
Uh,
That'll be
so
fun.
that'll be the first one. And I'll announce like the rest. Hopefully tomorrow because I just gotta like finalize some things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So y'all hear that? So if you haven't backed yet, go to the link at the bottom of your screen, or if you see it in the comments,
I'm
click
about to
on
point up.
those.
I know. I'm like,
right down there.
like,
And then
hit
go
it.
ahead, put your pledge in. And if you're worried about, oh, I don't have the money today, don't worry. Because you have time. Because just because you pledge don't mean the money's coming out today. It comes out at the end of the Kickstarter.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I
No,
mean,
you can take a
there's
refresh. No.
Yeah, hitting refresh. Yes, that is like the Kickstarter thing. Like, oh, do we have any more new ones? It's hard to get out of that mode. Like, no, don't
Mm-hmm.
focus on the numbers.
It
But
is. It's very very difficult, especially since I've never done this before. And
yeah,
when the numbers change, I noticed that they do it like real time, so you don't even have to like refresh, and you see it like, oh, don't go down,
Yes.
please don't go down.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. One
Yes.
thing I would say, if you're doing like the stretch goal prints and stuff, it's probably best if you keep it at a size that you can like easily put into your book. I think you're doing 8x8, right?
I am. I'm doing 8x8, and
Yeah. From a
I'm
shipping and packaging kind of thing, it might be good to stay in there.
yeah. I was thinking like I didn't want to do like 5x7. That would
Mm-hmm.
make the most sense, but I feel like it needs to be bigger.
You could do a six
Yeah.
by eight.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that might fit.
That way
Yeah.
it fits right inside of the book. So the book will keep it nice and protected. So when they open it, boom, the print's right
Prince
inside.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see the Tyler in her glamour shot.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I've been meaning to like do that one for
And
the
especially
longest
if
time.
you do get a animal, have you seen the little old school ones that they're sitting there and the animal is in the faux shadow right here in the side of the picture?
Mhm.
You should do that with the ugly sweater, or it's hers posing and then her dad is right in the faux shadow right here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like over like with the kid's head like blown up in the background, and then the
Yes.
kid like in the corner. There's that one. There's like the red dress one that every
Mm-hmm.
kid seemed to have. Like me, I had on like this weird blue suit, and I was holding like a Winnie the Pooh doll or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was like me and my sister. I have to find it. It was sad. It
There's
was the 80s.
inspiration everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Well, awesome. Well, everybody, once again, go to that link at the bottom of our screen, or if you see it in the chat area of on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and such. Click that link. Go support, and that way you can try to lock yourself in and getting your copy and getting those stretch goal bonuses that you can only get through the Kickstarter.
Yes, definitely.
And then, of course, go to Webtoons and follow and subscribe to the comic strip right on Webtoons also.
Awesome. Alrighty, George. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Is there anything else you want to tell the fans before we sign off for the evening?
Well, first of all, like thank you for having me. Like this was a lot of fun. To all the fans, thank you for supporting this comic so far because it's been insane. Like the reaction I've gotten from it. Like this comic's only been around for 2 years,
Yes.
and like from day one, there's just been people like just reading it, sharing it, and now people are backing it. I wasn't expecting to be funded in 3 days. 3 days. I was like paranoid. Like I'm not gonna do this. Like how am I gonna do this? Like I don't know what to do. And here we go. Like the same week, fully funded.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I've never run a Kickstarter before.
Yeah.
That's wild to me, and I can't appreciate you all enough, and I can't thank you all enough. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make this the best book that I can possibly make it.
Yes. Well, it is already a great campaign and comic, so we're just excited to finally have it in our hands.
Exactly. And then definitely we'll have to reach out to you because Moana has an idea coming up that we're working on, and we may have you as a part of this thing for she has probably in the back of her head, so she may probably be reaching out to you.
All right, let's go.
Awesome.
Moana, any final words before we start wrapping up the show tonight?
No, I just wanted to thank all the listeners for tuning in and for everybody supporting George. It's really important for us to show up for our community and the projects that we're creating. So thank you all on behalf of him. And definitely take a look around Kickstarter. There's a lot of really cool projects. And of course, ours is coming up next Tuesday. So definitely, we're so excited.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on this Thursday. We have episode with Leo of Echero Inc. at 7 p.m. He makes custom handmade canvas shoes with different anime characters, artwork on those. And then at 8:30, we're doing a very special episode with our in support of Veterans Day. And we're going to be having our Devil Dogs panel with 4 veterans from the Marines. So definitely tune in for those episodes this Thursday on either Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. If you're not following or subscribed to either one of those, look up for Moana Nui. Click that follow and subscribe button, and then you can get and hit that notification button so you can be notified when we go live.
Yep.
But thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you this Thursday. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Aloha.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language was banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom, clapped back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.